Hey everyone, this is Jdawg and I'm here with another video. This might be a long video, but I decided to do an update on my pound for pound boxing list. Or should I say boxing lists, because I have 3 of them. One for the women boxers only, one for the male boxers only, and an overall list. Sometimes the overall list looks like the male's list, but the overall list is the final list where boxers of any kind, man, woman, as long as they have the good skill set and they have the best accomplishments, like how many championships did they win, did they unify, did they become undisputed, if they're undefeated or at least suffered one loss, if they fought some of the best competition and how high they are in the rankings. My list mostly goes by accomplishments, but I also includes rankings. It goes by win, and even if you're undefeated, that doesn't mean you can't be, you're not going to be on the list. And just because you suffer one loss doesn't mean you're not going to be on the list or any of my lists. But I'm going to show you all 3, because I did a pound for pound boxing video list earlier. I think it was either last year or the year before, and it's been a while. But this is an update because with the recent matches and events that have happened, my lists, all 3 of my lists have. I know I only showed you one the last time I did a pound for pound video for boxing. But my lists, all 3 of my boxing lists were a little bit different when I last did the video. But because due to some of the recent matches and recent events, I have updated it so new people are on the list, old people are off the list. Some people have either went up or down in the rankings. Now, no, this is not a boxing channel. This is not a sports channel. But some of my videos will do on my channel would evolve with sports or anything. Or if I just want to do maybe something for fun, just for fun. Or if I was inspired by someone to try to do it. Like, I listen to all the videos from all these boxing channels, including some from the LDBC members and stuff. And then the fact that you have a couple of them have their own pound for pound lists, and then you have the professional pound for pound list from ESPN and Sports Illustrated and stuff. I was like, maybe I should do a pound for pound boxing list just for the fun of it, of who I think is doing well in the sport of boxing actively and how they should be ranked. And I even checked out the records of a lot of these fighters and say, this person deserves to be on my list. And this ain't going to be the only time I'll do a video like this, because with what's going on with sports and stuff like that, things tend to change. So maybe in a couple of months or a few weeks or a few months or maybe a year, I'll do another pound for pound list, and you might see some different people on here. But this is my personal opinion for my pound for pound boxing list. So let's start with the ladies first. And maybe I might do a pound for pound list for MMA. I think, or basketball or something like that. Yeah, I'll probably do or a top ranking for athletes in general or something like that. Do something for MMA. But right now, let's get on to the boxing list. Let's start with the ladies first. At number 10, we have a black Norwegian fighter by the name of Celicia Bureks. Now, she is at number 10, despite the fact that she recently lost 2 fights against a fighter by the name of Jessica McCaskill, who we'll talk about later on this list. But yes, she was undisputed at one time. She was undisputed at one time. She holds a record of 38 fights, 36 of them victories, 2 losses, 1 out of the 36, 9 of them by knockout, 27 by decision. I'm not going to do all of that, but that is one of the reasons why she is on the number 10, because I couldn't find anyone that I think is worthy. Now, like I said, it could also be because I'm not paying attention to certain fighters, but may start to, pay attention to more women's boxing. Is probably the reason why your favorite fighter may not be on my list. But, the reason why Celicia Barquez is because she was higher on the list, but because of her fight losses to Jessica McCaskill, who, like I said, who we'll talk about later, she's still on the bottom of the list because I don't think she needs to be knocked off, but she has been lowered to 10th place. Now, and I don't see no other fighter surpassing her right now, despite the losses, or I don't see no other fighter, or at least not right now, that has accomplished a lot that Celicia Barquez has accomplished. So that's why she was lucky enough to stay on 10, because if I were to find that fighter, which I probably will, maybe this week or next week, maybe by the time I do another pound for pound list, or put it on Twitter, because I am putting these lists on Twitter. If I haven't already, they're already on there right now, or I'm doing them as this video is being recorded. Is why Celicia Barquez is on the women's pound for pound at the number 10 spot. So, yes. The number 9 on the list. And I forgot to mention, Celicia Barquez is still in the women's welterweight division. That's the 147 women's. Now we go to the featherweights, women's featherweight, 126, with a Puerto Rican fighter by the name of Amanda Serrano. Everyone has been talking about this woman. She right now holds 2 of the featherweight championships, the WBO and the WBC, as of currently. Oh, I also found out she's a mixed martial artist, but we're going by her boxing record. Out of 44 fights, 42 of them wins, only 1 loss, 30 of them by knockout, and so far, her only real accomplishments was winning in the featherweight division, the WBO, the WBC, and I think this IBF belt as well. She has won belts in other weight classes as well. And like I said, 44 fights. She has won belts at other weight classes like welterweight, junior featherweight, bantamweight. She's had 44 fights in total, and like I said, 42 of them were victories. And she currently, as this video continues, she is currently the featherweight champion in the WBC and WO sanctioning bodies. So congratulations for being number 9, because number 8 goes to Clarissa, I believe is Native American, I believe. If she represents the United States. I said that Celicia represents Norway. Amanda Serrano is Puerto Rican. So, representing the United States as a Native American is Clarissa She is the WBA and WBO light welterweight, also called division junior welterweight, also called the super lightweight division. That's the name of this division. They give some of these divisions different names. You could call it the super lightweight. You could call this the junior welterweight. Her record is 19 victories, 7 losses, 1 draw, 5 by knockout. Her current accomplishments are the WBA and WBO light welterweight / super lightweight champion. I'm gonna look to see if she has any other accomplishments. I'm on my phone looking at the records on my phone and stuff like that. So forgive me if I don't. She was, according to this, in another weight class, when she was a welterweight, I didn't know she was a WBC middleweight, light middleweight, and a welterweight champion for the WBC, WBA, the IBF, the IBO. So these are different weight classes. So sometimes, as you should know, some of these boxers will either go up or down weight classes. Majority of the time they will go up, but there are a few that will also climb back down until they figure out they're ready to go to the upper weight classes. So that is some of the accomplishments from the past in the professionals. We're going by the professionals, not the amateurs, the professionals of Kylie Reese, and that is why she has only 7 losses, but enough to be on the number 8 spot of my pound for pound list with the help of her 19 victories. 5 of them by knockout, 13 of them by decision. 1 of them, her opponent got disqualified. I'm not going to get into that. Now, in the same weight class, you have like I said, Kylie's is unified, just like Amanda Serrano. And like I said, Salisa Barkas was actually undisputed. You have another unified champion in the same weight class as Kylie's Reese, and that is British fighter Shantina Cameron. Now she has, while Kylie's Reese has the WBA and the WBO sanctioning bodies, Chantley Cameron, forgive me if I pronounce that wrong, she has the WBC, the IBF, and the Ring magazine. Yes, the magazine known as the Ring magazine will sometimes award belts to fighters that they believe deserve it. You have the 4 sanctioning bodies, the WBA, the WBC, the IBF, and the WBO, and then you have, though not a sanctioning body, you have a magazine have their own belt to give to the fighters. They mostly give it to fighters who are usually unified or undisputed. So, and maybe sometimes just one championship if they believe they have earned it. They don't give it to just anyone who doesn't have any of the sanctioned body belts. But yes, she is currently undefeated with 15 victories, 8 of them knockouts. So far, her current accomplishments, like I said, this is the light welterweight, junior welterweight / super lightweight. Her current accomplishments is winning the belts in the WBC, IBF, and the Ring sanctioning bodies. You know, the Ring is not a sanctioning body. And so far, she has won other belts in the same weight class, mostly the national belts, the silver belts, and stuff like that. Although she was a IBO, which is you don't hear much about that sanctioning body. Many people don't even think it exists. But it says here, I think it's associated with one of the sanctioning bodies, but But it says here she was an IBO lightweight champion. So she's won belts, whether they be continental, national, or world championships in other weight class. And like I said, she's currently undefeated with 15 professional fights. So congratulations to Chantelly Cameron. Then we have, in the super middleweight, unified champion with only 6 wins, 1 loss, 1 no contest. In the professionals, she is the WBC and WBO super middleweight champion at number 6, Franchon Cruz-Dezurn. So, yes, Franchon Cruz-Dezurn is at number 6. And her accomplishments including winning the super middleweight titles. So far, I don't see no other accomplishments right now. She does have a fight coming up in the near future. I think, she's trying to get a fight with Aline Rose to become undisputed. Hopefully that match does happen, and she may end up higher on the list in the near future. But congratulations to the accomplishments of Franchon Cruz-Dezurn and earning number 6 on my females only boxing list. Number 5 goes to Hannah Gabriel from Costa Rica. Oh, I forgot that Franchon Cruz-Dezurn is from the United States of America. But from Costa Rica, you have the only heavyweight in the women's division right now by the name of Hannah Gabriel, the only known heavyweight in women's boxing. She has 21 victories, 2 losses, 1 win, 12 of them of those wins by 2KO. She is not only she is the light heavyweight, she is also the heavyweight. So this is a 2-division champion having belts in 2 divisions. I believe she also had titles in other divisions. She even fought Clarissa Shields, although she lost to Clarissa Shields. She has won belts at one time in the middleweight division. And she won belts in the middleweight division. So, congratulations. So she's actually a 3-division champion, although she only holds belts in 2 divisions right now. But she is a 3-division champion. So, number 4 on the list, we're at top 4. We have Michaela Maya of the United States of America. She is a unified champion, undefeated, with 16 victories, 5 of them by knockouts. She is the IBF, the WBO, and the Ring Magazine champion. Her accomplishments right now, her only other, wait a minute, what division is she in again? Super Featherweight, also known as the Junior Lightweight. Her other accomplishments have happened, well, actually, this is the only division she was currently in. She's also won national titles and professionals, like the WBC, MABF, which is usually a national or continental title. She has had 16 wins, no losses. So yeah. Now we go to the currently undisputed. We have at number 3, representing the United States with 11 wins, 4 of them by knockout, and only 2 losses, and is the welterweight current welterweight. And I talked about her earlier when I talked about Salias Brækhus. Salias Brækhus is at the bottom of the list because of this number 3, Jessica McCaskill. The reason why Salias Brækhus is at number 10 was because her ranking got lowered thanks to Jessica McCaskill winning her titles and becoming undisputed. And she didn't beat Salias not once, she beat her twice. That helped her get on the pound for pound list because she's currently undisputed as well. Other than being undisputed in welterweight, her only other competitions was winning titles at super lightweight in the past, and winning titles like the WBA titles at lightweight. So she is a 3-division champion. She's a 3-division champion, and is currently undisputed. Former 3-division, but current undisputed welterweight champion, Jessica McCaskill. In the lightweight division, with 20 wins, no losses, 6 of those wins by knockout, and ESPN made her number 1, but on my list, she has only made it to number 2. Katie Taylor from Ireland. Katie Taylor is one of the top current generation fighters. Her accomplishments are mostly from the amateurs, but like I said, including winning an Olympic gold medal at the London Games. But like I said before, we're only focused on the professionals, not the amateurs. So boxing, she is undisputed in the lightweight division. She has also won titles in the junior welterweight in the past, as well as hold on. Yes, so she's a 2-division champion. She's won belts in 2 divisions, and she's currently undisputed in the lightweight division. But the number 1, pound for pound, on the list for the women is the Guinness World Record holder for most divisions as undisputed champion, man or woman. She is a unified champion. She was a 3-division champion. She was undisputed. Many people say she still is, with a total of 11 wins, no losses. Two of those wins by knockout. This is also a former 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Like I said, I'm go by professionals, but I still wanted to bring it up since we brought up the accomplishments from Katie Taylor. We're talking about the GOAT. Clarissa Shields is number 1 on the my pound for pound list. Yes, I know this video is going to be long. So, and she was a 3-division. She's won belts in middleweight, light middleweight, and I forgot what was the 3rd division. I guess. Oh, super middleweight, but she went back down. So she was in the super middleweight, which is above her, which Francois Cruz-Dezern is in. But hopefully she goes back up there eventually. But Clarissa Shields made it to the number 1. Congratulations. Now that's the women's pound for pound boxing list. Now let's look at the men's only. We have number 1. Well, first of all, we'll talk about number 1 later. We got to start by the bottom, with Devin Haney, who currently holds at number 10. 27 wins, 15 of them by knockout. He is the current WBC lightweight champion. That's the 135 weight class. He recently beat fighters like George Maloris, Jojo Diaz, And so far, he has been good enough to be on this list. He's won the youth lightweight before. He has won many national belts and continental belts before winning the world title at lightweight. And he's known for his boxing skill set. So, number 10 is Devin Haney. He even managed to surpass Anthony Joshua, who almost made it on the list. Or was formerly on the list. Devin Haney is at number 10. At number 9 is 2-division champion. He is currently at the 130 division, which is, by the way, the 130 division is the super featherweight, also known as the junior lightweight division. He is the WBO super featherweight / junior lightweight champion and former silver medalist at the Olympic Games 2016. I am talking about Shakur Stevens. His other title win was at 126, which is, I believe, as I remember, would be the featherweight. So, yeah, he's only been in 2 divisions, and he has a total of 17 victories, no losses, 9 of them by knockout. He beat Jamal Herring to win the WBO super featherweight / junior lightweight champion. And he's hoping to unify. So congratulations to Shakur Stevens. Meanwhile, you have a 3-division fighter at number 8. He's currently the regular champion. I know that's not the main title, but, you know, these sanctioned bodies have all these different titles and stuff. He was the main champion holder at super featherweight / junior lightweight in the past before vacating the belt. And he even won a fight at super lightweight to win that regular title for the WBA. This man has 26 victories, 24 by knockout, no losses. This is Tank. Gervonta Tank Davis. Alright, Gervonta Tank Davis. Like I said, he's won regular super championships and regular championships in almost 3 different weight classes, including super featherweight. He's now at lightweight and at super lightweight, also known as junior welterweight. So he was in fights with Leo Santa Cruz, another former pound for pound, Yergenis Gamboa, someone by the name of Isaac Cruz, Mario Barrios, and a few other fighters. So congratulations to Gervonta Tank Davis for making it to number 8. You have Jamal Charlo next on the list. This fighter, we're dealing with one of the Charlo twins. So we're dealing with Jamal, who is undefeated with 32 wins, no losses, 22 of them by knockout. Jamal's current accomplishment is still holding the middleweight champion for the WBC, sanctioning body. He has won titles in lower weight classes. Let me see if I can remember. Junior middleweight, which is the 154. So he won the IBF junior middleweight. So he's won belts in lower weight classes before. So he's a 2-division champion, only holding a belt in one of those divisions right now. So, Jamal Charlo. Next we go, before we talk about Jamel Charlo, he is on this list, if you can see. At number 6 is a man I was surprised I was surprised that was going to put him on this list. But with undefeated, 20 victories, 8 of them by knockout, he is currently the super bantamweight / junior welterweight unified champion. He holds the WBC and WBO sanctioning bodies for the weight class of super bantamweight / junior featherweight. This is Stephen Fulton Jr. His recent fight was against former champion Brandon Figueroa. And so far, he's only been in one weight class, but he's fighting the best fighters in his weight class, and he's hoping to become undisputed in the super bantamweight / junior featherweight. Now, we talked about one Charlo twin, Jamal Charlo. Yeah, Jamal. Now let's talk about Jamel Charlo. Yeah, the other one I talked about earlier was Jamal Charlo. So now we're about to talk about his twin brother, Jamel Charlo, who has 34 victories, 18 of them by knockout, 1 loss and 1 draw, and he is the unified super welterweight, also known as the junior middleweight. That's the 145 weight limit class. He has 4 belts, including the WBA, the WBC, the IBF, and the Ring Magazine for the super welterweight / junior middleweight 154 titles. So I talked about his record. So far, he is dominating the light middleweight division. His brother is in the middleweight division. He is currently dominating in the light middleweight division right now, after fighting for 34 fights with 18 of them by knockouts. So that was number 5. Number 4 is one of my favorite fighters, Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence has 27 victories, no losses, with 21 of them by knockout. He is a unified welterweight champion in both the WBC and IBF, beating the likes of fighters like Daniel Garcia, Sean Porter, Mikey Garcia, Kell Brook, and a plethora of others. His only real known accomplishments are in the welterweight division, being unified the WBC and IBF belts. And he's one of the top pound-for-pound fighters for several other pound-for-pound lists. He was at number 2, but some of his accomplishments got overrun by the accomplishments of Undisputed. See, my list mostly also goes by accomplishments, but as long as you're fighting the top fighters, and this guy was fighting the top fighters and is fighting the top fighters, and he was able to do it in 18 fights, 13 of them by knockout, no losses. Undisputed champion from Britain, Josh Taylor holds at number 3. So yes, Josh Taylor is currently undisputed at the 140 weight class. That is the super lightweight, also known as the junior welterweight. And he's actually a pretty good fighter. I've actually been following a little bit of this fighter. But yes, the light welterweight, he is dominating that weight class right now. At number 2, you have Alexander Uzlick. Alexander Uzlick, out of 19 fights, 0 losses, 13 of them by knockout, he was able to accomplish being undisputed in the cruiserweight division And now is after beating his greatest, toughest challenge in Anthony Joshua, he is now unified heavyweight champion. He is the WBA, the IBF, and the WBO heavyweight champion. Unified. He is a 2-division champion. Remember, he was undisputed in the cruiserweight division and unified in the heavyweight division. He could be undisputed by now. A few more fights, he could be undisputed in the heavyweight. He's nearly close to being undisputed, and he is close to being undisputed in the heavyweight division. He just needs the belt that Tyson Fury has, and he has to go through Anthony Joshua in the rematch. But the number 1 fighter has also been undisputed in one weight class and holds a belt in another. He's a multi-time division champion. At number 1 with 38 fights, 0 victories, 0 losses, 38 victories, 0 losses, 29 of them by knockout. Terrence Bud Crawford. This guy has fought in the welterweight, light welterweight, and the lightweight division. He has fought in these divisions, and he has won. He has beaten the likes of Kell Brook, Sean Porter, Joseph Benavidez, Julius Sandago, and several others. He has been undisputed in the lightweight division. He's been undisputed. Yeah, he's won titles in the lightweight. He has been undisputed in the 140 weight class. He has won titles in the 135, and he currently holds a belt at 147. So he is done. He's a 3-division world champion. He's a 3-division world champion. However, he currently holds the WBO welterweight title. He was undisputed in the super lightweight. The super lightweight, also known as the junior welterweight. He was undisputed, and that is why he is seen as the number 1 pound for pound on a lot of people's lists, including mine. And now we go to the overall list. So this was the men's. Now, some of these are the same fighters. I don't have to tell you much because we already talked about their records. We have unified super welterweight / junior middleweight champion Jamel Tramalo at number 10. We have, I believe it's the super bantamweight. Hold on. Let's see. What was his weight class again? Super bantamweight and Stephen. Wait. Sorry, Jamal Charlo is at number 10. I'm thinking of his brother. Number 10, who is the current middleweight champion, WBC middleweight champion, is Jamal Charlo. Number 9 is super bantamweight champion Stephen Fulton. Jamel Charlo is actually at number 8. He is the unified. He is the unified light middleweight champion. Errol Spence is the unified welterweight champion, WBC and IBF. So he takes the number 7 in the overall. He was number 4 in the men's. He takes number 7 in the overall list. Now we go to some of the women. As you should know, some of the women are on here. Now remember, Jessica McCaskill was at number 3. But here at the overall list, she's at number 6. And I remember she was a welterweight and undisputed. Jessica McCaskill also undisputed, but in the men's lightweight or super lightweight at the 140 weight limit is Josh Taylor. He takes number 5. Meanwhile, no relations from Ireland in the women's division at the lightweight 135, undisputed Katie Taylor takes number 4. The unified heavyweight champion and former undisputed cruiserweight Alexander Uzlick takes number 3. Terrence Crawford takes number 2 in the overall pound-for-pound list. Remember, he is the current WBO champion. He was undisputed in the super lightweight division and was a former champion in the lightweight division. And number 1, once again, in the overall is the GWOAT, the greatest woman fighter of all time, the Guinness Book of World Records holder for most undisputed for being undisputed in most divisions. She is the current unified middleweight, and she is also a middleweight a light middleweight champion, former Olympic gold medalist, the one and only GWOAT, Clarissa Shields. That's right. I know this is a long video. I should have done this as live, but yes. This is my current overall pound for pound list. I might just probably do the pound for pound list separate to keep the video shorter, but that is the women's, men's, and overall lists. Maybe I might do all these lists again in a live stream if I decide to update them in the near future. Maybe I'll do that. But yes, this is my current pound for pound list. We'll see what happens, because Clarissa Shields got the fight coming up this month. So things could change depending on whether she wins or loses. The same is with other fighters in the later future. We know Errol Spence is got an upcoming fight in the spring with Udenis Ugas, in which he could be a 3-belt holder in the welterweight division, and that could help move him up on the list. But that's all I have to say for now. I want to know what y'all think about my pound for pound lists, especially if you guys are boxing fans. I want to know what y'all think in the comment section about my pound for pound list, if you like it or not. But be respectful in the comment section. I mean, you may not agree with the list, but you will be respectful in the comment section, because YouTube will remove you if they think that your comments are inappropriate, or I will remove you because I think you're trolling. But I still want to know what y'all think in the comment section. Write down in the comment section what y'all think. Make sure you hit that like button, share this video, share the list, see if anyone else wants to look at this list to see if they like it or not. And maybe you can also, on the comment section, you can make your own pound for pound lists. As long as you're respectful, maybe you can make your own pound for pound list, and maybe I can take a look at them and see if I like them. See if I agree with them or not. We can have a conversation in the comment section. But also make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. Make sure you share this video, and also follow me on my different accounts, YouTube, Black Junction, Twitter, etc., because I will also have this list on there as well. But that's all I have to say for now. This is Jdawg. Thank you for watching, and I hope to catch y'all in another video. Peace, everyone.